Folks, we'll start the meeting out. The spirit of Howard is nudging me in the ribs. I can feel it. So we'll start the meeting out with a roll call, please.
Certainly. Delaware County, Jack Early is excused. Lou Jones.
Yes, sir.
Pat Delmeter.
Here.
Steve Hood.
Here.
Fulton County, Von Hart is working. Jack Farquhar.
Here.
Howard Heim is excused. Bill Dunham.
Here.
Hamilton County, Cindy Dunham is working. Joyce Malidi.
Here.
Phil Malidi present. Gary Wicks. Must be they called him in. Montgomery County, Tom Pasquarelli.
Here.
Mickey Schwartz.
Here.
Trish Green.
Here.
Jared Gilson.
Here.
Otsego County, a gold star for Montgomery County. Otsego County, Sid Chase is excused. Brian Knapp is working. Dr. Markowitz, I have not heard from. He may yet come. Dan Wegand is excused. Rich Kirschman.
Here.
Harry County, Andy Cuccinello.
Here.
Ed Brand. Working. Bill Beavers, alternate.
Here.
Mark Zeek.
Present.
Dr. Leinhardt.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Okay, very good. Well, welcome, everyone. Need the approval of our minutes from our last month's meeting. Do you have a motion? Motion made, second.
I'm sorry, who made the motion? Rich? Okay.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the minutes.
Second was
Tom.
Tom.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed or abstained? Okay, we have some guests today.
We have some guests indeed. We have Howard Youth and Deb Cuffs, welcome. Mary Ramo and Joe Farrell, welcome once again. And Beth McGowan. Three sets of welcomes. Glad to have you all. Did I leave anybody out? Okay.
Okay, I don't have a report. Why don't we go right on into our correspondence? Do you have questions or comments regarding correspondence? Now we'll move right into Secretary's report.
Okay. On November 26th, we were advised that the Wells Nursing Home in Johnstown attempted to resuscitate a 96-year-old female patient. Unfortunately, no resuscitation was possible. On December 3rd, we were advised by Andy Johnson at DOH that the GAVAC core sponsorship has been approved. This information was forwarded by email to all of our members at that time. On December 5th, I participated in a conference call on the subject of appropriate revisions of Article 30 of the Public Health Law. After the completion of that call and on the same date, I sent this following message to all Council and REMAC members by email. I'm going to quote this in our minutes so that you have another record of it. Quote, the conference call about Article 30 revisions was held December 5th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. All REMSCOs were represented. The Department of Health was represented by Lee Burns, Stu Sherman, and Aaron Hammond. Stu Sherman and Aaron Hammond are not from the EMS Bureau. They're from elsewhere in the department. Representatives from State Senator Hannon and Assemblyman Godfrey's office were also in place. I know Assemblyman Godfrey is chairman of the Assembly Health Committee, and I believe Senator Hannon is chairman of the Senate Health Committee, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
And is that right?
That's correct.
As well as a representative from Governor Cuomo's Office of Counsel. Her name is Sandy Toll. The overall tone of the session was extremely positive, and a few thoughts on the agenda. There was agreement across the board that community paramedicine should be enabled legislatively. There was widespread support for the work of the EMS program agencies. This support was voiced both by the REMSCOs and by the Department of Health. There was no opposition voiced against the continuation of the 3-year CME refresher program. There was discussion on licensure versus certification, with the mode of refresher training of a licensed individual similar to what currently applies to RNs, refreshers, I mean. There was widespread agreement that the process for municipal determination of need needs to be reworked. Both the Department of Health and the Governor's Office both expressed a desire to legislatively assure timely reimbursement of EMS agencies that respond in mutual aid disaster assistance situations. As to consolidation of the regional councils, the expression voiced repeatedly was in effect, quote, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, unquote. The Governor's Office representative agreed that consolidation should only be considered where necessary. I was very pleasantly surprised when she voiced that. The point was made that considerable interregional cooperation is already taking place, while each REMSCO maintains its own identity. And I gave as an example of that the collaborative protocols that AAREMS and Mountain Lakes and Remo initiated. The Governor's Office representative was not aware of this cooperation. She was very grateful for the facts presented, and she seemed very impressed by the cooperative work to date. She was very impressed by the fact that a number of the REMSCOs work together extremely well while still maintaining their individual identities. No time frame was given for actual Article 30 revisions to be proposed. Input was encouraged to Lee Burns. We all agreed we could send our comments to Lee Burns, and she will keep the Governor's Office informed. Once again, the overall tone of the 2-hour call was very positive. Notice of enforcement actions has been received as follows. One of them requires notification verbally. We don't normally talk about this unless it's somebody in our region or close to it. The gentleman in Rome, New York, had his certification revoked. This information obviously will be in the minutes, and it's going to be on the website. And in Jasper, New York, now I never heard of Jasper, New York, but I believe it's out near Rochester somewhere. The Jasper Volunteer Ambulance was found in violation of Public Health Law 3012.1.b and d, and they were suspended from operation for 30 days, effective the 9th of December, with a civil penalty of $2,000.
Not bad.
And I just wondered a little bit, maybe Joe could comment or somebody could comment about what precise violations they were found. Article 3012.1.b as in boy and d as in David. Yeah, looked that up.
Beth is looking that up.
It had to do with competent. I looked it up yesterday, and I wasn't quite sure what the precise allegations were, the precise problems. It has to do with competency of operation and also with timely submission of reports as required by the state. I presume they're talking about the PCRs.
Yeah.
But, okay, in any event, they were suspended from operation and fined a civil penalty. It must have been quite serious, yeah.
That's after they had it.
Right. Okay, that's my report, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll go on to the Treasurer's report.
Okay. Lou was the only person present, Howard and Sid having been excused today. A printed report of the cash flow and balance sheet was distributed to Howard. The detailed cash flow, balance sheet, and register report, plus copies of canceled checks, is included in the information that's presented to him. And his report is?
I found everything, all the information, everything was satisfactory.
Okay. Order. Any member of the program agency committee, that is Howard and Sid, not present, will review the documentation at the next meeting in which they are present. So they all get a chance to, hi Gary, I got you. They all get a chance to review the material and comment on it. On October 2nd, we forwarded to Lisa DeLong of the council contract deliverables for the period July 1 through September 30th, together with the expense voucher for $1,300.71. Same date, the program deliverables and voucher was submitted with a voucher amount of $27,808.95 for the same time period. On November 4th, we received the council check. November 7th, we received the program agency check. As of this writing, we're current on our payments with the Department of Health. And I thought that this was the department, the finance section of the department turning over a new leaf, but I was informed yesterday by Lisa DeLong that there are a number of REMSCOs and program agencies that have not yet been paid for the September 30th vouchering.
Wow.
Yeah, that the funds were held up again. And I was chatting with her quite about a different issue, and I told her I was disappointed to hear that. I thought that everybody was being paid in a timely manner. She said, no, I wish that was true. In any event, sir, that is my treasurer's report.
Okay, thank you very much. We need a motion on the Treasurer's report. Tom, second? Rich? Motion's been made and seconded on the Treasury report as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed or abstained?
Abstain. We will abstain as staff members.
Okay. Our committee reports. Program agency.
Program agency committee. We have our new copier up and working very nicely. It's it's a pleasure to press the button and step back and not have to coax it along. It's working very nicely. Our old copy was received in, as we talked about last month, was received as a trade-in. I'm amazed at any value at all. It had almost 1 million copies on it. That's a lot of copies.
A lot of trees.
There's a lot of trees, you're right. There's a lot of trees, a lot of stationery. So the new copy is working extremely well, and we made a little space in my office. My wife probably would not agree with me, but we made a little space in my office, and I would like the go-ahead to purchase an additional filing cabinet in my office to get rid of some of the files that I'm keeping in milk crates on the floor in my office.
How about a bin for garbage? A
Trash cans are big,
dumpster.
aren't they?
A dumpster, that would be good.
I think it's called necessary stuff.
How did I know the D word was going to come up?
I don't think they sell those at Office Max.
No, but I know where I can get one.
In any event, I researched, this is a vertical file, so what do they call it, transverse file? Anyway, it's a space-saving file. It'll cost us approximately $425. I'm happy to report we can afford it. I'm also happy to report that we don't have to report this one to the state under our inventory, because the state's cutoff value now for reporting is $500. Yeah.
Are you talking about one of those big wide things with?
Yeah, it's got.
Will that fit in there?
Oh yeah. Oh, it'll fit beautifully with space to spare.
How can you get it in, Bill, with all the stuff inside?
Oh, you little faith. Of course I can get it in. I researched the whole thing.
Yeah, I do.
It only I want one of those files because it only comes out 19 inches from the wall. It saves me a lot of walk around space. I don't have to step over.
That's what I was thinking.
You're gonna video this, right?
We have a motion to purchase file. Second?
I am a secretary.
Who made
So
this?
moved.
I'm sorry. Who
Second.
Tom? Okay.
Yeah. Motion made and seconded to go ahead and purchase this file. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained? Thank you.
I will take.
I know nothing.
Not only take pictures, I will send pictures as an email attachment to all of our members. So
Can you put the video camera?
Use the video camera and I want you to video it going
I'll
down.
research
Taking a ride
that
in
technology.
speculator.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
want to see when the dumpster arrives.
Nothing on the program issues, no.
Okay, moving on to training. Joycey?
Just a brief report on the simulation sessions that we've had in the region. If you all remember that Greg Biss was here and had done some, promised some simulation sessions. We have had 5 that I know of, and I think there's been some at Gavac, correct?
We've had 2
You had 2?
so far.
Okay.
2 more are scheduled.
We've had 3, I think.
Right. We had 2 at Grand Gorge, one in May and one in October. One was cardiac with 8 in attendance, and one was OB with 6 in attendance. We've had 3 at Speculator. 7 agencies are participating in that one, and we've had 1 in March, cardiac. July was OB. In November we had burns and carbon monoxide poisoning. In Speculator we've had about between 15 and 20 people at each one. It's been very successful. Gavac, you have had good attendance there? Good.
Yeah.
So
The first one was a little slow, but getting the word out came late, honestly, on the first one, and the second one, yeah, we had a really good.
Good. I know in Speculator they've been very well received. Everybody looks forward to
As a
them.
matter of fact, Greg Viss can't believe the number of people to come out in a place like Speculator for this.
Do they have any idea when the rest of us that have gotten picked there will?
They're going to do every
something?
county, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
So
As part of his deliverables to the Department of Agriculture is to do every single county in the region.
So it would be, still to come is Schoharie, Fulton, and Otsego. So, but right now they're doing Delaware, Hamilton, and Montgomery. So they, as far as from the results that I have heard about, the people who came to the Speculator ones, they were very, very happy.
Very positive. They all
Yes.
said it was a good learning experience.
Yes.
We had certified people obviously there, and also we had non-certified members attending also. They said it was very,
Yeah, we've had some students,
very informational. Yep.
EMT students, we have some
Mhm.
first responders and also some drivers who've
Right.
been coming on a regular basis, so.
Tom, excuse me, how many did you say you had down in one session or two?
We've had 2 sessions.
2 sessions.
The first one was a regular medical, second one we did an OB, we used the OB mannequin.
Oh, big, yeah.
And that one.
The OB, you gotta get over the laughter first and then you.
Yeah.
She's the ugliest. They actually use a male mannequin for that.
Now you might ask, how can you use a
And the
male
funniest
mannequin
is
for an
when
OB
male
session?
voice
Well,
comes out of
stay
a male
tuned.
mannequin.
Stay tuned.
Does anyone have a silver Kia? EEV was the first 3 of the plate.
Hmm?
They just announced that anyone with a silver Kia, go to the front desk.
A silver Kia?
A
Is
car-
there a light
car,
on, or-
Did you drive
the car?
Car or truck? Get a silver Kia? Yeah. Gotta go to the front desk. EEB, what they do, steal it?
Could be.
Have it.
Anyway, the other thing as far as training, we did discuss this morning, training committee discussed this morning on some ideas for the teaching day. Should we choose to have it in probably November. We did it the last couple of years. And came up with an idea that it might be a good idea to do something in, how do I explain this, guys? What ifs, like how do I do this? What if this happens? That kind of thing. Some type of case studies on EMS management, EMS operations, education, and so forth, and just explaining how to do things that don't come up all the time. How else should I explain something like that?
Maybe the title, there was a title of a show on TV last night, as I was scanning through the electronic TV guide.
Of course you
And
were.
the title was How to Survive the End of the World. I kid you not. That was the
That's
title.
it. There you go. There's the title.
Oddball EMS.
Oddball EMS, okay, all right.
So I'm going to put that on the back burner and try to think about it. And we have to come up with some, the idea was maybe to do a management track in the morning with particulars on various, things that we can come up with that might be confusing to people, might come up that, not everyday situations that they might face. And then in the afternoon, some type of panel discussion on operations issues, educational issues, that kind of thing. And invite people to submit questions and then pick out a number of questions to be addressed at that. So if you put that on in your head and think about it, and if you come up with any ideas, let me know.
We would very like to hear from all of the folks as far as suggestions. Catchy titles. Oddball EMS is not, that's kind of a neat idea, actually.
I think that's a really good idea. I think there's a lot of that kind of education that's really needed.
It is needed. Just not quite sure how to do it yet.
Well, right, but
So-
there are HR issues and management issues.
There's all different, yeah. The
Yeah.
only thing, what we don't want this to is getting to be a personal discussion, but,
Right.
but to address issues that everybody can use, and avoid the, getting into a one-on-one discussion about a particular agency or something, but,
Right.
so I think it's a great idea. We just have to figure out what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Anything you think that should be addressed in a session like that. And that's pretty much all on education at this point.
Okay, thank you very much. Transportation standards?
Okay, as of this writing, I keep rolling this forward each month, nothing further has been heard from Sharon Springs, Hancock, or Sydney relative to their earlier CON inquiries. They never made formal applications, just inquiries. On May the 13th of this year, we received paperwork from the Racket Lake Ambulance requesting a transfer of operating authority. The paperwork was incomplete, also no fee was included, and was returned with a covering letter on the same date by certified mail. We had last heard from this agency relative to their transfer issue on December 27th last year. On June 10th of this year, we received the application back, however, still no fee was attached. On June 11th, the application was once again returned to be resubmitted with the required fee as per the Department of Health policy statement. The covering letter stressed the importance of following established policy guidelines in all CON issues. On June the 18th, we received a check for $2,000 from Racket Lake as the established fee for this process. However, as of that date, we had not received the application paperwork back from them. The paperwork was reviewed, a full report made at the next council meeting. On August the 2nd, the members of the Transportation and Standards Committee were sent the revised paperwork from Racket Lake, and Dana Jonas at the Department of Health was forwarded the fitness and competency paperwork. On August 5th, we forwarded the Racket Lake application to Mr. Jonas at his request for initial perusal. Further correspondence has ensued between Mr. Jonas and the regional office. As a result, clarifying paperwork was received from Racket Lake in August and also on September 12th. Final clarifications were forwarded to Mr. Jonas on September 13th. On September 18th, he advised of further information necessary. His request was passed on to Racket Lake the same day, and since the initial application was still incomplete, the timeline was reset to begin again upon acceptance by the council of a completed application. On October 4th, we received a revised application from Racket Lake. It was forwarded to Dane Jonas for review and comment on October 7th. On November 20th, we received word from Mr. Jonas that one final piece of information must be supplied, and that the vote can then be set for the December 19th meeting of the council. The agency was so notified on November 20th. On November 29th, the final piece of information having been received, the completed revised application was sent to all AAREMS members and alternates. I had to read that through to you because we are now ready for the final vote on the Racket Lake transfer of operating authority. And I have to request, or I have to announce now that we can have a period for discussion. If anyone would like to have any questions about the Racket Lake application, all of the members and alternates received a copy as per regulations. And if there's any question, any question or discussion, we can entertain that now.
I make a motion that the Racket Lake application transfer of operating authority be approved.
May I read the
Please read
formal
it.
resolution, and then you can, if you don't mind, you can submit your motion. Resolved. Here's the motion. Resolved that the transfer of EMS agency operating authority from the Racket Lake Fire Department to the Racket Lake Volunteer Ambulance Squad Incorporated is approved. That is the proposed motion. Would you care to make that motion?
Yes.
Okay, Joyce makes the motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Tom.
Motion's been made and seconded for the approval of the application on Racket Lake. All those in favor?
I have to do a roll
That's right,
call vote,
that's it.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Required by statute.
Mhm.
Okay, Delaware County, Mr. Early is absent. Mr. Jones,
Yes.
once again, a yes vote is for approval, a no vote is for disapproval of the application. Patrice Delameter.
Yes.
Stephen Hood.
Yes.
Mr. Simmons is not present. Fulton County, Yvonne Hart is absent. Jack Farquhar.
Yes.
Howard Heim is absent. Jill Dunham.
Yes.
Hamilton County, Cynthia Dunham is absent. Joyce Malidi.
Yes.
Philip Malidi, I vote yes. Gary Wicks.
Yes.
Montgomery County, Thomas Pasquarelli.
Yes.
Michael Schwartz.
Yes.
Patricia Green.
Yes.
Jared Gilson.
Yes.
Otsego County, Sidney Chase is absent. Brian Knapp is absent. Dr. Markowitz is absent. Dana Wygand is absent. Richard Kirschman.
Yes.
Schoharie County, Andrew Cuccinello.
Yes.
Edward Brand is absent. William Beavers.
Yes.
Dr. Leinhardt.
Yes.
A quorum being present, all voting members present, vote yes. No abstentions, no negative votes. The motion is adopted.
Very good.
The Department of Health will be so notified by mail tomorrow. Lord willing, and the creek's not rising. And Racket Lake will also be notified by mail. And we'll be free to proceed proceed. A little factoid I mentioned again about Racket Lake. Racket Lake has the longest ground ambulance distance from point of patient contact to the nearest destination hospital, the longest one in the state of New York, 72 miles. 72 miles from the Racket Lake Firehouse to the Utica hospitals, to the Saranac Lake, or to Glens Falls. Almost exactly the same mileage, no matter which way they go.
Regarding Sydney, did you hear anything more from Sydney? Because in the paper the other day, there was a thing announcing Sydney EMS LLC, an application for LLC Sydney EMS. And that's the first I heard about it. I was going to bring it up, but I forgot it.
Okay. We have heard nothing at all, no phone calls, no messages of any kind.
Probably forming the LLC and then transfer the operating.
That's what I'm more in touch with.
Well, that's what Racket Lake had to do. They had a formal corporation. They formed a 501c3. That's what they did. In any event, the Racket Lake matter is happily concluded.
Have you heard anything about that, Mark or Beth?
No.
No.
What newspaper, Lou?
It was in the Oneonta Star. Okay. Anything else on transportation?
Nope, that's it.
Anything from State Council?
Not much. We're going to have a conference call on December 30th in the afternoon to talk about the evaluation committee and kind of refocusing the efforts of that committee. We meet on the 14th and 15th of January, and we meet here the next day. I will be spending the evening in between making a very short report, and then I will make a more thorough report and send it to Phil electronically, and he can send it around.
I must ask, will there be comic strips from the New Yorker this time or not?
I'll endeavor to do that, yes.
That would be wonderful.
So that, other than that, I don't have anything else to report.
State personnel have asked me more than once about the comic strips from the New Yorker.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Regional program, anything on program directors?
The meeting is scheduled for January 13th at 2 o'clock at REMO headquarters. I'm going to try to make it, weather permitting. That's Monday, January 13th at 2 p.m.
Okay, any other program updates?
I don't have any, no.
Anything from REMAC?
No.
Okay, county reports, Delaware?
Not much to report. I think Jack announced last month that our emergency services director, Rich Bell, had resigned. He's now working for the wonderful state of New York as the emergency management coordinator for OPWDD. And I have applied for that position as the director. However, the county government, I haven't heard anything yet. So, it's a little busy in the office right now, but other than that, we've got a critical care class going with some 18 individuals still in it now, and a basic EMT class in Stanford, which is at like 28, counting refreshers, and a basic class in Walton that is at like 12. So both of those basic classes test in March, and the critical care class tests in September.
Very good. Very good. Siegel?
Business as usual.
Okay, Schahari?
Nothing new right now.
All right. Montgomery?
Handed out the educational opportunities that we're providing at GAVAC for the spring. Obviously, with the addition of us becoming a training center for the state in the EMT courses, those classes will be published probably the beginning of January, so of all of our planned courses.
Okay. Very good. Fulton?
Nothing new.
Hamilton?
Nothing new.
Okay. Any other old business? Any new business?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn? Second.
Howard, you'll be proud.
You better file for a big gold star from
We
Howard.
next meet on January the 16th, right here for the REMAC. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone.